Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRPs was the vast majority of crypto. So let's just dive in and let's go back to this tweet here. So I said mainstream media headline articles everywhere. Create the narrative, push the narrative, make retail fear the narrative. It's all an orchestrated attack on an asset class challenging a century plus old legacy system. And this was me quoting CNBC. They were reporting on Binance and the founder being sued by the CFTC for allegedly violating trading rules. Now, we've seen so many articles come out from CNBC, especially even Squawk Box, right, which is powered by CNBC. Like Jim Cramer has been one of the biggest clowns, telling you that crypto's a fraud, to get out. This is your last chance, all during January. Mind you, during January to now, if you were holding Bitcoin, you're up 80%. There's some altcoins that have ran, 100+%. You would have been missing out on so many gains if you followed the narrative, if you followed what mainstream media wanted you to believe. Go look at the US dollar. The US dollar from its high recently to now, I think it's down double-digit figures, like 10+%. Like, think about how crazy that is. And this narrative that's being pushed is working, because over here we've seen a survey. Now this is with 10,000 individuals, but we do see news. Many US adults don't think crypto is safe. And I personally want to see what the percentage is around the US that think and believe that crypto is basically not a safe asset. Or I shouldn't even say asset, but an asset class. But I truly wonder what the percentage would be, because as we look at what the SEC has been doing, as we look at what's happening within the US, we know that there's been an attack on crypto. They've been going after crypto for about 2 years now. And I mean, they've been going after crypto hardcore for the last 2 years. Now, don't get me wrong. They have been targeting crypto for a very long time. In fact, it's been about over a decade. But I do think that this is going to continue. I think that they're going to continue to push this narrative. I think that they're going to continue to try to break this asset class down. And the reasoning for it is because of what it does. It challenges the traditional legacy system. It challenges the bankers, the big, banksters as well, and also even Wall Street. They don't like that. They don't want that. And the craziest thing is what the SEC is trying to push now. So what do you see over here from Johnny Deaton? The SEC literally lies. And here we have from the Wolf of All Streets, insane. The SEC has lost the plot. Now crypto is apparently racist. Yeah, that's right. That's what they are trying to say now. They're arguing that crypto harms racial minorities. Like, how insane is this? Like, what is going on in the US now? Like, I have no idea what to think anymore, because at first, yeah, sure, some of the things that they were saying around some of the protocols, I would have believed. Is Luna a big scam? Is Luna a rug pull? Is FTX, this big scam as well? Yeah, but I also think that these were orchestrated attacks from internal, right? I think that, there's been a lot of plans around, okay, how can we have this collapse? How can we let this collapse and then utilize it for an example? That's what the SEC wants to do within a lot of these things. They don't want to actually regulate anything. They just want to utilize examples. They want to push this asset class over the edge, and they want to take control of it. It's as simple as that. But we do see down here, clearly false. According to the Charles Schwab study, African-American ownership of crypto is much higher than whites. Like most of their nonsense, they assume owning crypto is bad, then base their conclusion on that assumption. What is going on with this? I have no idea what the SEC is trying to do at this point. It's all narratives. It's all trying to create a false narrative around crypto, and they'll do anything at this point. They will fearmonger crypto. They will tell you that it's a scam. They will tell you that it's this. They will tell you that's that. But now that they want to call crypto racist, man, I have no idea what to say about this. This is insane to me. Let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments below, because if I'm the only one thinking that this is crazy, I don't know. But it's just insane to me. Then over here we do see, and regulation by enforcement puts massive cash in the SEC Gov's pockets. Gary Gensler's SEC won't roll out new rules for crypto because the agency believes the Howey test is perfectly sufficient for assessing tokens. And yeah, Like, this is exactly what the problem is around the SEC, is that they don't want to do anything. They don't actually want to regulate this entire scene. They don't want to do any work. They don't want to put in any time. All they want to do is get free paydays. That's all it is. They want to go after these projects and these teams and say, hey, this is a security, blah, blah, blah. Pay us a couple $1 million. That's all it is. And I would argue that Gary Gensler and, even Jay Clayton, I think that a lot of them were taking bribes. I think a lot of them were pocketing cash, because there's absolutely no way Gary Gensler should be worth $100 million. He did absolutely nothing in his years of being in office, as well as even previously before the SEC. Like, how is this individual worth $100 million? It's also the same thing about like Elizabeth Warren. Like, how are these people worth this amount of money? Like, they have to be getting paid off by someone. And did you ever notice that most of these people that are worth millions and millions of dollars are usually the ones that are campaigning for the banks and the bankers? Yeah, it kind of makes you wonder who's getting paid, right? And where that money's coming from. I'm telling you right now, there's so much corruption, there's so much greed, and there's so much like they want power and control. And that's all it is. And when you look at what crypto's doing, it's challenging all of that. So why would they want this asset class to thrive? Why would they want to regulate this, asset class properly? Like, that's all it is. It's all it's about. And it truly is sickening. And also, talking about XRP, right? So for all the XRP holders out there, I'm sure we're all kind of in the same boat. We're all frustrated. We are all extremely angry at what's happening, because as we look at Ethereum, look at this. Fortune Crypto 40 selects Ethereum as top protocol. Bitcoin ranks second. Ethereum earned primary focus in the new benchmark that lists the top 40 crypto businesses across 8 categories. Like, what is going on here? Because as you look at like digital tokens, like, listen, when you look at XRP versus Ethereum, I've talked about it many times on this channel. The efficiencies of some of these tokens versus Ethereum, it's night and day. I don't believe that Ethereum deserves the spotlight attention that it gets. I think that, for it being, almost 8 years old now since it launched, and it still being as inefficient as it is, like, it's crazy to me. They are still doing upgrades to it. They are still trying to make it as efficient as possible, and pretty much nothing is working. So why would I utilize Ethereum when I could go and send a $755 million transaction utilizing XRP, paying a penny in a fee, and also having it settled in 4 seconds? Why would I go and utilize Ethereum? Why would I go and utilize Bitcoin? For payments, these are just protocols that just don't work. When you look at XRP and the XRP ledger as well, use cases are being built on the XRP ledger that could actually scale. You cannot build scalable use cases on Ethereum. This has been a proven fact. When you look at a Hedera, right, there's been so many Ethereum-based projects actually moving from Ethereum over to Hedera because of the efficiencies. This is going to happen a lot. Think about the wave and the flood of the DeFi protocols and the projects that are building out on Ethereum that soon realize, like, okay, well, we can't scale. It's not efficient enough to utilize Ethereum anymore. What do you think is going to happen when they go and choose other protocols like the XRP ledger or Hedera, etc.? Like, there's going to be such a massive inflow of capital from Ethereum usurping over here to the XRP ledger, to Hedera, to, whatever. And also enterprise, right? Enterprise use cases are not going to be sitting around utilizing Ethereum. Enterprises and institutions and many larger use cases are going to come over to, well, you already guessed it, the XRP ledger, Hedera, etc. Because again, Ethereum is just not the chosen one within that. But we do see regulators trying to regulate the hell out of, XRP and all these other assets to let Ethereum get the free pass. And it's sickening. And we do see over here. So once again, a co-equal federal agency says exactly the opposite of another. At the same time, a second U.S. Attorney's Office has elected to charge wire fraud, not securities fraud, in a parallel criminal case based on its independent assessment of the underlying asset. The rest of the world has stopped smiling at us. They are now outright laughing. And here you guys have jurisdiction tug of war continues. CFTC asserts their case against Rashawn Russell for a fraudulent digital assets trading scheme that Bitcoin, Ethereum, and USDC are now commodities. Look at this. Certain digital assets, including Bitcoin, Ether, and USDC, are commodities. These are the three that are going to get the free pass. And it really kind of saddens me. I will say that because, like, you know, Bitcoin, Ether, and USDC. Now, USDC, taking that out of the question because, yeah, I do think that USDC is a commodity. I think that it should be treated as a commodity. But Bitcoin and Ether, what makes them so special compared to XRP? Right? Like, there was no ICO around XRP. When you look at Ether and you look at the Ethereum Foundation, and then you look at, you know, other individuals tied to Ether, like, there's been a lot of things that were red flags around Ethereum. Now, I'm not trying to pick and, you know, choose. I don't care if Ethereum ever gets targeted because, listen, I'm not here to ruin this market. If they go after Ethereum, yes, it would cause a lot of damage. So I'm not trying to say like, oh, well, XRP holders should 100% go after Ethereum. No, but I'm saying like, what is going on? Like, why are they only saying that Bitcoin and Ethereum are commodities? It's because they are not efficient enough for the use cases that are challenging the legacy system. When you look at what XRP is doing, when you look at, you know, what some of these other assets are doing, and then you look at DeFi, like, why is DeFi getting targeted? It's very simple, right? It's targeting, it's really challenging, I should say, banks and Wall Street and the big money. When you look at Bitcoin, the reason why Bitcoin always gets the free pass is because Bitcoin's just not efficient enough. You can't use Bitcoin for scalable use cases around finance. You can't use, you know, Bitcoin to send billions of dollars at a fraction of a penny without, of course, sourcing a layer 2 network, which also opens the door for vulnerabilities. With XRP, guess what? I could send $1 billion worth of XRP and pay a fraction of like what? I maybe like a penny, maybe 2 pennies worth of a fee. I mean, go and send $1 billion as a wire transfer, or, you know, just send $1 billion through any payment mechanism, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. You know, all of it is going to charge you a massive fee. Not only is it going to be a massive fee, but the time to send that payment is also going to be ridiculous. Like, this is the problem. And also, we do see over here from Caitlin Long, like, Nick Carter is right about this. There's an anti-tech faction among US bank regulators, and it has been moving against some of the most tech-forward banks in the US. Fear due to the US having antiquated back-end payment rails could be a driving factor. The policy is backwards, though. And here we have from Nick Carter. The attack on banking as a service is well underway. Using the same tactics employed against the crypto space, the real-world consequences of unbanking fintech would be dire if regulators are successful. Another reason everyone should pay attention to Operation Choke Point 2.0. All of this is a play to protect the bankers and the big banks. I've said it time and time again, right? Like, we need to break away from this controlled system, right? There's higher-ups that are pulling the strings along the way. A lot of people think that, like, oh, well, cash is fully decentralized. Like, my bank account is protected. Like, here's the truth. The money in your bank account, well, 1, it's not yours. 2, it's not there, right? And 3, it's making someone else rich. You're barely earning anything on your money in your bank account. And in fact, I actually retweeted a tweet that said essentially the same thing. We've seen, it's not yours, it's not there, it's not money. Like, this is the truth behind it. And it really is crazy to me that when you look at what's happening around the banking sector and when you look at crypto, it's night and day. I could go buy crypto, I could store it on cold storage, and it's 100% mine. With bank accounts, you can't do that. With bank accounts, it's questionable on what is even happening with banks today. I talked about it with FDIC, right? FDIC wants to do bail-ins. When you look at bail-ins, they want to just take your money and protect the rich. That's all it is. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. And it doesn't matter how much money you have in your bank account either. A lot of people think that, oh, it's because, like, you know, I have $250,000 or less, so I'm protected. No, that's not the case. That is absolutely not the case. They don't care if you have $10 in there. They will bail in that money. And this is the truth. And this is exactly why I say, like, we need to make sure that within the US, this traditional system that has been controlled for far too long, and the players around it, aka the regulators that are one, corrupt, they're greedy, they're getting payoffs by the bankers. I 100% believe that. That is my opinion, obviously, but still, I believe that. And what's happening around like the US needs to stop because mainstream media is playing into it as well. You know, they hear a word from the regulators, so they make these mainstream media, articles and headlines, and they go live on their news channels, and everyone listens. They believe it, and it's showing. Many people believe this nonsense. While outside of the U.S., well, innovation is thriving. Regulations are coming. Like, this is the problem. The U.S. continues to fall behind because of their nonsense. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys have more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. So it's up to you all. Have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.